And good evening, everyone. It's that time of evening again. It's time for Natchez Renewal Radio right here, 97 CB. Natchez Radio in the studio. We've got the one, the only Mayor Dan Gibson. Good evening, young man.
Hello, how you doing, Mr. Leon? Good to see you.
I'm making it.
Man, I tell you
Yes.
what, it has been a day. It's been a historic day in Natchez today. Where do I start? Oh my goodness! First of all, we're going to talk about the SkyWest announcement at the airport. Historic announcement. We're getting jet service.
All
A lot
right.
of people know that, but it really became official today. Also, just a little while ago, we were at the Natchez Grand for our community engagement meeting and kickoff for our build grant. That is going to be a $24.5 million project to transform our Forks to Freedom corridor, going from the flyover all the way to the bluff and all parts in between. Before I give those updates, I just want to give a shout out to all of the local merchants who are working so hard to make Natchez a really special place during Christmas. I mean, just to drive around and see how our stores, shops, the art gallery, how you've all decorated and you really put out the welcome mat. And I've been doing a series, Marla, my wife, has been helping me to do a series of shop local videos. And I've lost count how many we've done, but we're getting good response on that. I know we've got a few more shopping days to Christmas.
Yeah, we got a few.
Christmas, I think, is coming up, actually a week from Friday. So we've got a full week from tomorrow, Thursday, through Christmas Eve next Thursday. And so if you still have some things to pick up, go get them and get them here in Natchez. I've been saying it. I don't care if it's a pair of men's shoes or a brand new automobile or an ATV or just a nice pearl necklace or some really great art and antiques and knickknacks. If you can't find it in Natchez, it can't be found. And we have been challenging people to prove us wrong. You get out there and you see what's in these stores for yourself and you'll be amazed. So shop local, Natchez. Shop local, Natchez. Isn't that right, Mr. Leon?
That's right.
Have people been shopping at the gallery?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
You know, art makes a great gift.
Absolutely.
And y'all
because
also...
it's original.
It's original,
Yeah.
including original jewelry.
Yeah.
And original woodworking.
Woodwork,
And
photography, drawing,
yeah,
paintings.
Yeah.
Even we have a young lady that does looming.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just some great things. I mean, some of the most amazing, elegant candles, children's clothing, men's clothing, beautiful antiques, accessories, also great opportunity for women's clothing and shoes. Women, Natchez got you covered. So enough. We'll move on to the next subject because I know there's a lot I've got to cover. Because I don't know that I'm going to be on the air next Tuesday. So This is kind of our last one before Christmas. We have a lot to give thanks for here with Christmas right around the corner. It has been quite a year here in Natchez. Today, we truly had a Christmas gift. When we stood at the airport, the city, the county together, those members of the advisory committee for the airport, so many from our community and our Miss Lou family, to celebrate with SkyWest the announcement that major modifications are going to be made to the airport over the next 6 months. And people can already book their flights on a jet from Natchez to Houston to anywhere in the world. We had Ted Christensen, who is a senior executive with SkyWest, who is over their new markets, oversetting rate strategy at new markets and keeping the airline tickets competitive. And he made a comment that I'll never forget, and it is becoming a new slogan: Natchez to the world, one stop to anywhere. You know, you can get a round trip ticket to London, England now, and it's one stop. Fly from Natchez TSA at Natchez to Houston in less than 44 minutes.
Great.
And then from Houston to London. You can go anywhere, one stop, Natchez to all parts of the world. So this is a game changer. It's historic. And we have had commercial service in years past, over 30 years ago.
Yes, we have.
But those were very small planes. These are 50-seat jets. And they will be every day. And they're starting with one, but they'll be soon going to two. And then American Cruise Lines is already starting work on their cruise calendar. And they will then require 3 planes every Friday and 3 planes probably every Saturday, flying them in here, flying them out of here. That's 200 people. The American Symphony was actually here today, and that's the boat that was christened here in Natchez and will be home ported here in Natchez, possibly as soon as the beginning of 2027. That's 1 year from now. So things are really happening, and just so grateful. Well, while I had the executives here, we also had our airport consultant, Jeremiah Gerald. We gave him a tour of Natchez, and we showed him the new Hobby Lobby. Have you been there?
Yeah.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
It's getting ready to open.
Yeah.
February it's going to be opening.
Cool.
And then we'll be able to then move on to work on the rest of Tracetown behind it. They were really excited to see that and hear all that's coming. We also drove all around the city, went down to the river, and you really showed them a great time while they were here in Natchez. Actually went to dinner last night, showed them around Natchez last night. And Ted Christensen said, well, I asked him, I said, you go to a lot of cities, don't you? He said, I do. He said, I go to a lot of cities, especially smaller towns, where SkyWest is establishing service. I said, well, which ones really stand out? He said, well, I want to just tell you, after today, Natchez. It's hard to find any place that compares with Natchez. He said, you really sold us on Natchez back in March, but you didn't oversell it. Everything you said is true, and we're blown away with what we see here. So that's exciting. And so Natchezians, be really proud of the city we call home, because others truly appreciate it. Now, if you want to book a flight, go ahead and start booking your flights. You can go on the SkyWest website, or you can actually go on any of the travel websites you find. But you need to type in HEZ. Those are the 3 call letters for the Natchez Airport. HEZ. And once you put in HEZ to Rome, Georgia, or Rome, Italy. Once you put in HEZ to LA, or even Washington, D.C., the options will come up. And you won't have to drive all the way to Baton Rouge anymore. New Orleans, Jackson. In fact, you won't have to pay exorbitant prices to park your car, to possibly rent a hotel, or to pay someone to take you to the airport. Just drive out here to the Natchez Airport, park your car, walk up. Within minutes, you'll be through TSA, and you'll be on a 50-seater jet, and you will be on your way. In fact, they are hoping they can limit the ground time on these jets to less than an hour. One group lands, they refuel, the other group gets on, and they go. So it's going to be a fantastic thing for Natchez.
Sounds great, Mayor. Sounds great.
I wanted to just give thanks. We had people representing our congressional partners today. We had someone from Cindy Hyde-Smith's office there. Ms. Marsaw from Congressman Thompson's office was there. We also had representation from Visit Mississippi, from the Mississippi Department of Transportation. Commissioner Charles Busby, our commissioner, has been helping us. We also really did a shout out to our governor and our lieutenant governor, Tate Reeves, Delbert Hoseman. They've been so supportive. And in fact, Governor Reeves has made a very important financial commitment to making this happen for Natchez. I've not shared the amount yet, but it really only took about a 5 meeting at MDA to be told we're getting this going. Actually, a phone call before that.
Great.
He has done way more than people realize for Natchez and Southwest Mississippi, and this is just proof of that. So working together, that's what it's all about. The City of Natchez, Adams County Board of Supervisors, the Airport Advisory Board, and so many others, Natchez Inc., our Chamber of Commerce, Visit Natchez, Visit Mississippi, Alcorn. Dr. Marcus Ward was there today representing Dr. Tracy Cook. It was just a truly remarkable day. Now, second to that, this afternoon, and I can't say second in terms of importance because this is a historic project all itself. You know, we got the RAISE grant in the 2024 cycle, and then in 2025, a new administration came in. The program changed to build. The grants were put on hold. We really worked to get that grant restored, and so that grant was among the first 10% of those grants restored, the first 300 out of over 3,000, all thanks to some lobbying efforts from our senators working with the Trump administration to make sure we didn't lose this grant. Well, not only did we not lose the grant, thank you, Senator Hyde-Smith, thank you for Senator Wicker, but also they did not change the concept of the grant. This project is our Forks of Freedom grant. The project is entitled that because it will impact the area of our town that needs it most. It will start at the flyover there at the overpass, right there on 61, at the beginning of Devereaux Drive. It will come all the way down Devereaux Drive and St. Catherine Street. It will encompass the area around Forks of the Road, the historic site, once site to the second largest slave market in the Deep South, now a part of the National Park Service. There will be major improvements there. There will be major improvements at Revels Plaza to honor Senator Hiram Revels, the first man of color to ever serve in the U.S. Congress. It will also include making every intersection downtown more accessible to individuals, whether they are on 2 legs or 2 wheels, because it's time for us to have handicapped accessibility in our downtown. And then it goes all the way to the river. You see the Forks of Freedom story inspired by that story of the day that the U.S. colored troops were given their first order in fall of 1863. And that order was to tear down the very slave pens that some of them had actually been sleeping in just a few nights prior, and to take down these slave pens and use the materials to begin building the fortifications on the river, Fort McPherson. Well, do you know they accomplished, and can you imagine their joy? They accomplished that first assignment in less than 24 hours. And they then began building that fort. And then right there in the heart of this district, you have Hiram Revels, who was pastor at Zion Chapel, who went on to do so many great things. Not only was he a senator, he was also the first president of Alcorn, and he was a chaplain during the Civil War in the U.S. colored troops. And so this is a true Forks of Freedom story. That title was actually given to us by Darrell White, who used to, as everyone knows, work for Visit Natchez and did so much to help NAPAC back in the day. And so, Mr. White, if you're listening, we're so proud of this Forks of Freedom project. But it also is all about pedestrian safety, connectivity, making sure that we have proper sidewalks for our pedestrians and tourists, but also to allow bike travel and foot travel, even in the Devereaux Drive area.
Great.
So we will see more accommodation for pedestrians to make that area of town more walkable, to improve the lighting and the beauty of that area. Because studies indicate that once you put money into an area and improve the physical infrastructure, then investment in private business, private homes also begins to happen, because we really need Devereaux Drive to come back. And we also need those businesses to be allowed to thrive and not having their traffic choked off of them. All the reason we're having more visibility at the flyover so that people don't have to just skip Natchez. They can keep on straight and go straight downtown by way of Devereaux Drive. We are going to improve pedestrian safety all around Forks of the Road. And, you know, the National Park Service, under the leadership of our local superintendent, Kathleen Bond, they have actually purchased the church there that sits on a major piece of that footprint of Forks of the Road.
Oh, okay.
That church is relocating. And just imagine when Forks of the Road becomes that huge area that truly comprises so much of where the Forks, of where that slave market was. Well, this grant will allow pedestrian accessibility and safety all in there. It'll be transformative, the crosswalks and the sidewalks, and also the restoration of the very old brick bridge. It's called the Old Washington Road Bridge. Back in the antebellum days, people to access downtown didn't go St. Catherine, Devereaux Drive. They actually came Old Washington Road. They would come from the Trace. And sadly, the slaves were walked along that route, and they walked across an old bridge right there across that bayou. And it's now covered with kudzu. It's actually a bridge that was built just a few years after the Civil War, but very almost identical to the original bridge, I'm told, brick. So this bridge is, 150 years old. We're going to restore that bridge.
Oh, okay.
And across that bridge, tourists can walk in the footsteps of those slaves who sadly walked in chains on their way to the slave market.
To the market.
Also, we'll be able to access Concord Park and create more pedestrian connectivity to that area in Concord. Also, if you follow it to Revels Plaza, it will include the development of the plaza that's been in the master plan for Natchez going back several years. It will finally be happening. Then we will get to the downtown area, and we will start improving safety for pedestrians and handicapped accessibility. Some of the things that were discussed today also was keeping in mind that we need more parking.
Right.
And also keeping in mind, and I thought this was a good suggestion, that we need some restrooms. We need more public restrooms. And also we have some improved lighting in the plan for Revels Plaza. Suggestion that we also have improved decorative lantern lighting along MLK Street right there in that area, like we have on other streets of downtown. And also improving the drainage in that area and the infrastructure before all of this done, is so that that area can properly drain where the Rhythm nightclub is now. Mr. Sago has to maintain this little ditch that really can't drain that area. And that's going to have to be improved before all of these significant improvements are done. So we're in the planning stage. We're inviting people to also go online, and we have a link that we're about to put on our homepage that will link everyone to a website that's been created for this Build Grant Forks Freedom Project, and we'll be getting that on the website very soon, and we're going to be asking people and organizations to start sharing that website. Well, in the time that I have left, I want to talk about Christmas. You know, it's a time that Jesus came into the world, It is a time, and I wish I had the forethought to get Tony Fields here. He was with me once, and we sang a few Christmas carols on the radio. But this is a time of year that really we celebrate love, and we celebrate joy, and we celebrate hope. And we have so much of that in Natchez. Just look at what's happening at Stew Pot. I understand donations are up because of the holidays. Let's keep that going. Also, just look at what's happening, just like the community Thanksgiving that we had, Carla Brown, a couple weeks ago. Just consider the improvements that are taking place all over our town and making life better for our citizens. We have so much to be grateful for in our first responders. We will be serving them a lunch tomorrow. I sponsor a first responders lunch every year for those who work so hard and other employees of the city, and we're doing that. But also, we have a long-standing tradition now, over 90 years, of our Santa Claus committee, and people just get ready. We'll have the Santa parade going on Christmas Eve. Santa, with all these cars behind him, will be going around neighborhoods here in Natchez, throwing candy, and then giving hundreds of gifts to those in need at Braden School on Christmas Eve. I always look forward to that event. We'll be there with Santa next Thursday, Christmas Eve, around 10:30, 11 o'clock there at Braden School. These are great traditions that we have in Natchez. In fact, I know of no other city that has this Santa Claus committee tradition. And so let us at this time of year just pause to not pay attention to all the negativity, all the stuff we hear on the news and all the things happening, in other places. Yes, there have been some tragedies, some young people. What happened at Brown University yesterday is on my heart, and other incidents. Let's keep all of those in our prayers. And let us remember that truly love is the answer. And love came down at Christmas. And his name is Jesus. So we're about out of time, but have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are near to us will be near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the Lord allows. Hang a shining star above the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Well, Mr. Leon, Merry Christmas to you. God bless you. May God bless Natchez. Remember, Jesus is the reason for the season. And we have a great new year soon to happen and a lot to look forward to.
And happy holidays to you too, Mayor.
Thank you.
97.7 The Beat, NatchezRadio.com. This is it.